Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into the recent shakeup in US-India trade relations due to the new tariffs announced by the Trump administration. If you're an economist or just someone interested in global trade dynamics, this is something you don't want to miss. So, what's the deal? On April 2nd, President Trump declared Liberation Day, imposing a whopping 26% reciprocal tariff on imports from India, effective April 9th. This follows a 10% baseline tariff on nearly all imports starting April 5th. The 26% tariff is designed to match half of what India charges on US products. Now let's put this in perspective. India's 26% tariff is higher than those imposed on the EU, Japan, and South Korea, but is significantly lower than China's 54%. This could give India a competitive edge in certain sectors like apparel and footwear. However, it's still a significant setback for US-India trade relations. India is not taking this lightly. They're analyzing the impact and actively pursuing a bilateral trade agreement with the US to mitigate these effects. They're even considering reducing tariffs on $23 billion worth of US imports, including gems, jewelry, and pharmaceuticals. Speaking of pharmaceuticals, good news here. Indian pharmaceutical exports to the US, valued at $12.2 billion, are exempt from these tariffs. This is a major relief for Indian pharma companies, keeping their crucial US market intact. But the automotive sector? Not so lucky. With a 26% tariff, India's automotive exports to the US will face significant headwinds. This could lead to higher production costs, layoffs, and supply chain disruptions. And it doesn't stop there. The manufacturing sector and general exports outside pharmaceuticals and automobiles are also set to suffer. With sectors like iron and steel, electronics and machinery heavily exposed to the US market, we could see a slowdown in growth and competitiveness. Macquarie even predicts a 50 basis point hit to India's GDP. The initial market reactions? Indian stock markets saw a dip, but they quickly bounced back. The Indian rupee even appreciated slightly against the US dollar, showing some resilience. Global markets, however, took a hit. Wall Street, European, and Asian markets all experienced declines. And internationally, other countries like China, the EU, and Canada have criticized the tariffs and hinted at possible retaliatory measures. So, what's next? India is in talks for a bilateral trade agreement with the US, aiming to minimize the impact of these tariffs. Businesses are likely to explore strategies like cost pass-through, market diversification, and loss absorption to maintain their US market presence. In the grand scheme of things, while a 26% tariff isn't as high as those imposed on some other nations, it still poses significant challenges. And US protectionist measures generally aren't great for the Indian stock market, increasing global risk aversion and leading to reduced exposure to emerging markets. That's it for today, folks. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more updates. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.